Most business owners ignore reviews, and most consumers really pay attention to them. Why is this? This podcast explores the impact that online reviews can have on your business. Welcome to Bite with Steve Johnsen. Hi, this is Steve Johnsen, and today I want to talk about the impact of online reviews on your business. This is the first of a two-part podcast about using online reviews to grow your business. Today, we're going to get into some of the reasons that business owners are not leveraging online reviews as much as they could, and look at some studies by Harvard Business School, Berkeley, Microsoft, etc. on how much you can grow your business and sales with online reviews. In the next podcast, we'll get into some of the details of how to get reviews, the best ways to manage online reviews, as well as some specific tips regarding Yelp. Most business owners ignore online reviews, and most consumers really pay attention to them. Why is this? Well, let's talk about some of the reasons why business owners don't pay that much attention to online reviews. The first is that sometimes the business owners have an insider's view. They realize that sometimes the reviews can be a less than accurate indication of how good a business is. At least many times that's the experience with their own business. So they don't trust online reviews as much as the consumers do. Another reason is very simple. Business owners are too busy running their business and taking care of customers to worry about online reviews. Another reason is that they're a low-volume business. There are different types of businesses with different types of volumes. For example, a restaurant has hundreds of customers a day or hundreds of guests a day, whereas a contractor may have only a few clients a month, or for some bigger projects, maybe even a few a year. For example, in the past, I provided a very high-value service to a small number of clients. Although the number of clients that I serve is probably about to change with the availability of our new local SEO programs and reviews management service. Anyway, businesses with high volumes of customers have a much easier time getting reviews than businesses with high-ticket, low-volume customers. Thus, with different kinds of businesses, some businesses are much more aware of reviews than others. Another reason business owners don't pay that much attention to online reviews is that they don't know when a review has been posted. If somebody has left a review, whether it's positive or negative, and you don't know about it, then you don't know how to respond, or you don't have an opportunity to respond. Many times, if there's a negative review, after a few weeks have gone by, you really have no idea who the customer was, and it's difficult to respond. It's much better if you know immediately when something gets posted. Another reason is that they don't know how to respond. If a review has been posted and you're aware of it, you simply might not know how to respond. Perhaps you're not sure where to go to respond, or you're not quite sure what to say, or how to respond to that negative review. Another reason is that they don't know how or when to ask for reviews. A lot of times we have really satisfied, really happy customers, but we don't know how to ask for reviews. We feel awkward asking for reviews. We don't know when to ask for reviews. What's the right time? A big reason business owners don't pay attention to reviews is that they don't know how to deal with negative reviews. So maybe we just ignore it and it'll go away. A final reason I hear frequently why business owners don't pay attention to online reviews is that they're frustrated, especially with Yelp. I've talked to a lot of business owners that are frustrated because Yelp hides a lot of their good reviews. They say, I've asked customers for reviews. I've had really good reviews left on Yelp, except they don't get published. So why bother? Well, we'll address that a little bit in the next podcast. Here are some statistics that are really important for you and your business. It may sound like I'm just going to throw some numbers at you, but these statistics are really important and could have a big impact on your business. The percentage of consumers that rely on online reviews has gone from 25% to 50% to 70% to 85% to now closer to 95%. There are more than 90% of consumers that really pay attention to online reviews when they're making a buying decision. In contrast, only half of business owners think that reviews are important. And actually, 25% of business owners think that reviews are not important at all. 95% of consumers trust or pay attention to online reviews. At least 80% of consumers, whether it's right or it's wrong, trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. Think about it. 8 out of 10 of your customers believe that online reviews are at least as trustworthy as their friend's recommendation. 9 out of 10 or more of your potential customers are paying attention to those reviews. The majority of business owners don't trust online reviews. The vast majority of consumers do trust online reviews. Here's another interesting discrepancy. More than half of business owners think that if they get online reviews, it should be on a specialized industry-specific website. In contrast, most consumers look at Google, Facebook, Better Business Bureau, and Yelp more than an industry-specific website. And here are some statistics from a recent independent survey of business owners. Almost 90% of business owners don't ask for online reviews. Customers happy with the service, but they just don't ask for the review. At least half the time, it's because the business owner didn't think about it. We just don't think of it at the right moment to ask the customer. 70% of business owners do not monitor their online reviews. And of those that do monitor them, most don't look at more than a few websites a month. Out of the more than 50 or so important review sites, they're only checking a few. 2/3 of business owners think that online reviews are biased or are unfair. Many business owners believe that Yelp, who's a large player in the review space, favors businesses that advertise with Yelp, even though Yelp advertising is 70 to 100 times more expensive than Google or Facebook advertising or a well-run local SEO campaign. Therefore, they just don't think it's worthwhile paying attention to their Yelp reviews. Now, here's something you might want to just keep in the back of your mind. The next time when you're looking for a vendor, notice how reviews affect you. A lot of times, if I ask someone outright, do you pay attention to online reviews? They might say, no, I don't, not really. But then when they go out and they're searching for a plumber when the toilet's broken, they might pay attention to those online reviews a lot more than they think. So if you think about it right now, you might say, I don't pay attention to online reviews, but next time when you're searching for a vendor, you might catch yourself doing so. I just want you to notice that and notice how the reviews actually do affect you in your search. Now, some business owners say, oh, I get all of my business by referral. And that's wonderful. That is absolutely the best and top way to grow your business. However, this is something you really need to keep in mind if you're dependent on referrals for growing your business. 80% of consumers trust online reviews at least as much as that personal recommendation from their friend. And here's what happens. I ask my friend or my neighbor, hey, do you know a good plumber? And he gives me a name. The first thing I'm going to do before I call that plumber is I'm going to look them up on Google. And I'm going to check out their website. And if I type in the plumber's name in Google and I see some negative reviews, guess what? I'm really going to hesitate about calling. And a lot of consumers do this. And so you may not think that your digital marketing or your online reviews are that critical in growing your business, but they can have a huge impact on the number of referrals that you get that are actually calling you. This is just like Robert, a local contractor who told us, I get all my business from referrals. What Robert didn't realize was that more than half of the referrals he got were not calling him. People got his name from a friend, but either they couldn't find him online when they went to look him up later, or they found him, but they wouldn't call a business that didn't have many online reviews, or they found a negative review that Robert didn't know about and decided based on that not to call him. Think about it. Fully half of Robert's business was going to his competition because of reviews. So here's the bottom line. Reviews can really help grow your business. I'll give you a couple of different studies that were done. One is from Berkeley School of Business. Another one is from Harvard University's School of Business. Another study was commissioned by Microsoft, jointly done with Boston University. A couple studies from marketing firms. So the Berkeley study that was published in the Economic Journal found that a 0.5-point difference in the average review rating online. You know, the star rating, you have 3 stars, 3.5 stars, 5 stars, average review rating. A 0.5-point difference in the average review rating increased a restaurant's chance of selling out its evening seats by almost 50%. Just a 0.5-point swing made more than a 50% difference in the restaurant selling out. Another study by a marketing firm found that a 1-point difference in star rating will increase the click-through rate of people who find you in online search by 10%, 15%. They also found that businesses that had a negative average review rating, 1 or 2 stars, got even fewer clicks than businesses with no reviews. So obviously, if you've got some reviews there, you want the rating to be pretty good. Jumping up 3 points in your star rating will double your click-through rate and presumably will double your business as well. Another study found a 20% increase in sales from a 1-star increase in review rating. Another study done by a marketing firm found that going from a 2-star rating to a 3-star rating more than quadrupled the number of mobile phone calls generated. And going from a 3-star rating to a 4-star rating doubled that number again. So that means going from 2 stars to 4 stars increased the phone calls on the mobile search 8-fold. The joint study done by Microsoft and Boston University looked at hotels and found that increasing the star rating by 1 point created a 26% increase in hotel bookings. And the hotels were also able to charge more at the higher demand level. So the hotels with a 1-star increase in rating were able to charge more and still get a 26% increase in bookings. So the revenues were up significantly. Now, one review can make a big difference in your star rating, and here's how that works. If your average review rating is, say, 3.24, it's going to display on the website or most review sites as a 3.0. And that means if you get even one more 4 or 5-star review, that can swing you up to a 3.26 or something average review, which makes you display as a 3.5 star. So one review can make a big difference if you're on the fence in your point swing. I think that's probably enough for the moment. In our next podcast, we'll cover best practices for building your online reviews. We'll talk about how to ask for online reviews, and we'll talk about Yelp issues in more detail. I'd like to close by asking you for a review. If you've enjoyed this podcast or my other podcasts and could take 60 seconds to leave an online review, go to your platform of choice, Google, Facebook, Yelp, etc. Look up Cloud Mountain Marketing and make your voice heard. You've been listening to Bite to Bite with Steve Johnsen. For more episodes, go to bytetobite.biz. That's BYTETOBYTE.biz. That's a .biz, not a .com, and that's BYTE, folks, not BITE. Though if you want to spell it that way, that's fine too.